All right, folks, you ready to get a little buzzed? Because today we're diving into the wonderful world of bee removal, specifically bee removal in Phoenix, Arizona.
Not exactly the kind of buzz most folks were looking for.
Yeah, not exactly a margarita kind of buzz, more like, oh no, there's a giant swarm of angry bees in my backyard kind of buzz.
That's one way to put it.
But hey, someone's got to deal with it, right?
That's where we come in, or rather, that's where Busy Bee Pest Solutions comes in.
Yeah, those brave souls who willingly face down those tiny stinging ninjas. And believe me, when it comes to bees in Phoenix, those ninjas are not messing around. We're talking about the infamous Africanized honeybee. You know, the ones with the catchy nickname killer bees.
Catchy, but not exactly accurate. I mean, they're not out to kill anyone.
Well, not intentionally, maybe, but they're definitely not afraid to defend their territory.
That's for sure. And their definition of territory is a little expansive.
Yeah, we're not talking about a few feet around the hive here. We're talking about a quarter mile.
A quarter mile.
That's right, a quarter mile. You could practically trigger a swarm by just thinking about approaching their hive.
It's true. A regular honeybee might defend a radius of about 50 feet around their hive.
But Africanized bees, forget about it. They'll chase you down the street like you stole their honey.
And they're not very forgiving.
No, they are not. And those stings, let's just say you don't want to experience them firsthand.
Definitely not. And forget about trying to handle them yourself.
Oh, yeah. DIY bee removal with Africanized bees is a recipe for disaster.
More like a recipe for a trip to the ER.
At best. I mean, have you ever seen those videos of people trying to remove a beehive with a tennis racket and a can of Raid?
It's almost comical if it wasn't so dangerous.
It's like watching a nature documentary gone wrong.
And not the fun kind of wrong. The kind where you end up covered in bees and screaming for your mommy.
Not exactly the look we're going for.
No, definitely not. So, folks, if you've got a bee problem, and especially if those bees happen to be the Africanized kind, do yourself a favor.
And call the professionals.
Like the folks at Busy Bee Pest Solutions.
Yeah, they've got the experience, the expertise, and most importantly, the protective gear.
All the right tools for the job.
And the peace of mind that comes with knowing you're not going to end up as a human pincushion.
Exactly. Plus, they've got over 500 five-star Google reviews. You don't get that kind of reputation by accident.
No, you get it by being really, really good at what you do, which in this case is keeping those buzzing bandits out of your life.
And off your face.
And out of your ears, and pretty much anywhere else they might decide to set up shop.
So, trust the experts. Trust Busy Bee Pest Solutions. Your skin will thank you.
Welcome back, bee leavers. We're still knee-deep in the hive of activity that is bee removal in Phoenix, Arizona.
And let me tell you, it's a busy hive.
Yeah.
Especially when we're talking about those Africanized honeybees. Those guys are like the rock stars of the bee world.
Yeah, rock stars with a series stinger, though. But hey, that's why we've got Busy Bee Pest Solutions on speed dial.
Absolutely. They're like the bee whisperers, except instead of whispering, they've got some pretty high-tech equipment to handle those buzzing bad boys.
Yeah, bee vacuums, infrared cameras, you name it. They've got more gadgets than a James Bond movie. But gadgets aside, one of the things that really sets Busy Bee apart is their commitment to customer service.
Oh, absolutely. They go above and beyond to make sure you're not just bee-free, but also stress-free.
Right. Because, let's face it, dealing with a bee infestation is not exactly a walk in the park. It's more like a sprint through a field of angry bees.
And nobody wants to do that. So Busy Bee takes care of everything. They start with a free, no-obligation professional proposal and estimate.
Which is great, because you know exactly what you're getting into before you even start. No hidden fees, no surprises.
And speaking of no surprises, they also give you real-time updates throughout the process, so you know exactly when your technician is arriving.
You even get a text with their name and photo 15 minutes before your appointment. It's like Uber for bee removal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No more sitting around all day wondering when the bee busters are going to show up. You can actually plan your day. Maybe even squeeze in a quick bee-themed movie marathon.
You know, speaking of bee-themed movies, have you ever noticed how they always portray bees as these cute, cuddly little creatures?
Yeah, like those fuzzy bumblebees in cartoons. Totally harmless.
Right. But in real life, those things can be downright terrifying, especially the Africanized ones.
No kidding. They're like tiny little attack helicopters with stingers.
It's like Mother Nature decided to give them a supervillain makeover.
But thankfully, we've got Busy Bee Pest Solutions to save the day. They're like the bee-fighting superheroes we all need.
They've got the experience, the expertise, and the equipment to handle any bee situation.
And they're committed to doing it safely and humanely. Whenever possible, they relocate the bees to local bee farms where they can continue to do their bee thing.
Pollinating flowers, making honey, all that good stuff.
It's a win-win for everyone. The bees get a new home, and you get a bee-free home.
And peace of mind, which is priceless, especially when you're dealing with something as potentially dangerous as a bee infestation.
Absolutely. So if you hear buzzing in your walls, don't panic. Just call Busy Bee Pest Solutions. They'll take care of it.
And they'll probably even make you laugh along the way. They've got a great sense of humor, those bee guys.
It's true. They know how to take the sting out of a bee problem.
All right, bee fans, and those of you still hiding under the blankets, we're back for the final round of our bee-centric deep dive here in sunny Phoenix, Arizona.
Where the sun's not the only thing packing heat.
That's right, we've been talking all about those little flying ninjas, the Africanized honeybees.
And why you shouldn't try to evict them yourself.
Seriously, folks, DIY bee removal is not a good look, unless you're going for that whole I'm allergic to everything chic.
Which, let's be honest, is not a good look for anyone.
Not to mention, it's dangerous, potentially deadly even.
Yeah, we're not exaggerating here. These bees mean business.
But thankfully, we've got the bee whisperers over at Busy Bee Pest Solutions to handle those buzzing bullies.
And they do it with style, expertise, and over 500 five-star Google reviews to prove it.
Which, let's face it, is like the Michelin star of pest control.
It's true. Those reviews speak volumes about their commitment to quality and customer satisfaction.
And about their ability to keep those bees out of your hair, literally.
Absolutely. But what really sets Busy Bee apart is their holistic approach to bee removal.
Holistic? You mean like they do bee yoga and offer tiny little bee acupuncture sessions?
Not quite, although that would be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I'm talking about their focus on not just removing the bees, but also relocating them to safe and thriving environments.
Ah, so they're like bee matchmakers, finding those buzzing bachelors and bachelorettes the perfect hive to call home.
Something like that. They partner with local bee farms, making sure those bees can continue to do their bee thing without terrorizing unsuspecting homeowners.
Pollinating flowers, making honey, planning their next attack on humanity. Bee stuff.
Well, hopefully not the last one. But the point is, Busy Bee understands the important role bees play in our ecosystem.
Even the ones with anger management issues.
Right, even those. So they go the extra mile to make sure those bees are relocated safely and humanely.
It's like they're running a bee retirement community, complete with tiny little bee rocking chairs and bee bingo nights.
I wouldn't be surprised if they had been happy hour too.
Okay, now you're just messing with me. But seriously, it's great that they're so dedicated to bee welfare.
It's all part of their commitment to environmentally friendly pest control solutions.
Which, in this day and age, is more important than ever.
Absolutely. We need to find ways to coexist with nature, even the parts that sting.
And sometimes chase you for a quarter mile.
Especially those parts. But hey, that's why we have Busy Bee Pest Solutions. They're the bridge between us and the buzzing world.
The bee whisperers, the bee ninjas, the bee superheroes.
Whatever you want to call them, they're the ones to call when you've got a bee problem.
And trust me, you don't want to wait until you've got a bee problem to start thinking about who to call.
It's like that old saying, an ounce to prevention is worth a pound of bee stings.
Words to live by, my friend. So do yourself a favor, check out Busy Bee Pest Solutions website.
They've got tons of great information on bee prevention, including a free Phoenix Homeowners Bee and Wasp Prevention Checklist.
It's like a bee-proofing Bible for your home.
And hey, if you do find yourself facing a swarm of angry bees, don't panic. Just call Busy Bee.
They'll handle it safely, efficiently, and with a smile.
Probably under a bee suit, but still, a smile nonetheless.
So that wraps up our deep dive into the world of bee removal in Phoenix, Arizona.
We hope you learned a thing or two about those buzzing creatures.
And maybe even developed a newfound appreciation for the brave souls who deal with them on a daily basis.
Remember, folks, bees are important pollinators.
But sometimes they just need a little help finding the right zip code.
And that's where Busy Bee Pest Solutions comes in.
Thanks for listening, folks. We'll catch you next time for another adventure in knowledge and hopefully less stinging insects.
Until then, stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay bee-free.